shadows lurking, whispers in the hall, stories of the past, spirits rise and fall, feel the cold around you as the fear creeps in. Welcome to the spectral place, where the haunted live.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight and today to the Paranormal News Hour here at the haunted James R. Ross Memorial Studios in historic downtown Lawrence, Massachusetts. Before we get started, I know we haven't been around much lately. It's been very hectic over here at Lawrence Community Access TV, and when it's very hectic, that means we don't get a lot done. We actually have sold the building to a new company, and we are in the process of moving right now to 60 Island Street. That will be our new home, 60 Island Street, room 320B. So we will be moving there. The studio has been saved. Some people didn't know if the studio was going to be saved or not, but we did save the studio. And yeah, I'm a little out of uniform today, but it is what it is. It's been a very hectic day. Even in the paranormal, it's been hectic. We're in the process of resurrecting from the death the Phoenix, the rising of the Phoenix. Yep, the Parafest next year. And boy, we're going to have some international stars coming in. The stars are aligning. So we have that we're working on. We are working on a lot of other things right now. We have an event coming up next weekend at Hilldale Cemetery. Just not sure the time of the day yet. Might be Friday night this time, not Saturday night. But we will be at Haunted Hilldale Cemetery again, Bill. And the last turnout was great, thanks to our friends at New England Paranormal, Dead Time Paranormal, and of course Shoe City Paranormal. So yes, that was a great turnout. We had a great turnout for that. The Essex County expansion throughout the region is coming along pretty closely. We should have more information in the near future on that. And we're working on a very busy October, where it looks like we're going to hit historic amount of conversations, talks, videos, and etc. Tom Live will be back on the air. We're getting ready to go Tom Live again. So we'll be hitting all the cemeteries and everywhere else. I want to say hi to Elizabeth Charlton and my friend Karen Mossy. Thanks, Karen, EVP specialist, legend in the field. Thanks for tuning in, Karen. So that's what's been going on here. The James R. Ross Memorial Studios have been saved. We are leaving Essex Street to a beautiful new complex at 60 Island Street. And we're going to have a big, huge opening ribbon cutting ceremony with the help of our good friends, the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce, the only chamber that really matters. The largest chamber in New England. So we'll be having a huge ribbon cutting ceremony with them. So we're looking good for that. My friends on Facebook, we may lose you because my phone's almost dead. My friends at home, you can continue tuning in. And if you want to check this show out or many other shows, including the Paranormal Zone, you can check us out on YouTube. LCAT's YouTube page. Hi Terry, how we doing? So you can check us out on the YouTube page, so we get that going on. We have a lot of stuff going on, Bill, and it had nothing to do with this studio, but I do have to thank a few people before we continue on with the show. Last week, this past week that just ended, last Thursday, I have been doing shows at Havel Community Access TV ever since 2008, April of 2008. And last Thursday night, HC, and I'm still doing shows there too, so I'd like to shout out to my friend over at HC Media that are listening. Last night, last Thursday night, I was nominated, and I did accept it, the Lifetime Achievement Award at HC Media for all the work I've done. And for HC, it was a Monday. Sorry, it was last Monday. It was a week from today. It wasn't Thursday, it was last Monday. Thanks, Bill. So that's a thanks from HC Media for all the work I've done over there and beyond, the shows over there once a month. other things going on over there. Here at Lawrence Community Access TV, continuing the show over here with a different view. And then, going from there and enjoying the different views, going Tom Live when all the teams shut down during COVID. The only team that kept going and doing cases, if you remember, Bill,
Right.
was Essex County Ghost Project. So we're going to keep on rolling forward and moving forward, and life's going grand. In the news, though, dealing with bigger news,
Yeah.
bigger than us. Yeah, we're going to lose people soon, so let's go a little power mode. Bigger than us, we have sightings of Loch Ness just recently. On the Loch Ness camera, someone actually sighted Loch Ness Monster again. I mean, now they got a camera out there for Loch Ness. They got one for, what's the other one? New York.
Oh, the New York one?
Yeah, that one again, I forgot the name of that one. But Loch Ness was seen.
Yeah. And also when the Congo, they've seen that dinosaur type of,
Oh, I heard about
Cryptic,
that.
yes.
Yeah, I heard about
many
that.
sightings now in the Congo.
In the Congo, well, the Congo's loaded with stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even think we really know what's in the
Well,
Congo.
nobody's been really inside there.
No,
People that live there, they've seen it. The
Right.
rivers and stuff.
yeah, that thing was huge.
So they all can't be lying.
No.
Wow.
No, so we don't know what's really out there. We'll never know what's out there, Bill. I mean,
It's very primitive.
right,
You're not gonna bump into it unless you go in there.
no,
So nobody goes in there except the people who live there.
right. Because it's very thick,
Yeah.
dense,
Primitive.
primitive. It's not an easy place to get into. And you really got to know your survival skills out there.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's
Get bit by a snake.
venomous snakes, spiders, frogs, you name it, they're there.
They're there.
But, so there's that going on. The Essex County Senior Program has blown up through the roof. We are now at more senior citizen centers than we've ever been.
Where's it booked for? September?
September, October.
Okay.
So we'll be at senior citizen centers, assisted living, public libraries. If you know any of your friends have public libraries or anybody that wants somebody to speak, have them reach out to Essex County Ghost Project at 978-376-2807. Almost gave this number. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
It's been a busy day.
Busy, crazy day, Bill, yeah. We had some very exciting stuff happen at Hilldale the last time, didn't we? I mean, we had a new portal area, thanks to some of our new team members with the help of Sioux City and, of course, Newland Paranormal.
Right.
We found another area, which I'm not gonna say where it is, but there is another portal in the cemetery. And it was very active that night. I mean, you could see things disappearing. It was pretty cool. So we will be having another ghost hunt. I would say probably it's gonna be the Friday night after July 4th, whatever that Friday is. But
Yeah.
I gotta look at calendars and I'll make it, and it'll be out on the Essex County and all our
I think
Facebook
that's
pages.
July 11th,
Yes, July 11th.
Friday.
Yeah, because July 12th, I have a big family party
Yeah.
for her to go to. In fact, if she's listening, my niece's birthday is, and that, we're having a big birthday party for her that day, and I'm,
How old's she gonna be?
21. Oh, wait a minute, no, 12,
Wow.
going on 21.
All right, you turned it around.
Turned it around, right. So with that, Bill, what'd you bring with you tonight to discuss in the paranormal?
I got stuff for high strangeness, different areas. The government's very interested in these areas because they wanna weaponize whatever energy and magnetic fields and stuff is in there. So they're very interested in these areas. Of course, I will start first with Skinwalker Ranch, which is in Utah, okay? Reported sightings of UFOs, cryptids, lots of paranormal activity, portals, vortexes, vanishing mutilated cattle, orbs seen flying around. They've seen animals with piercing red eyes, most likely a wolf or something that they see. Invisible objects emitting light, destructive magnetic fields, poltergeist activity. The people that used to live on there, they don't live there on the ranch anymore, but when they lived there, before Bigelow bought it,
Mm-hmm.
they reported strange sounds, objects moving by themselves. Okay. And there's another area called Blind Frog Ranch.
Okay, before we continue with that, now,
Yeah.
I know from watching this show, I don't watch it nearly like I use
Skinwalker,
Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
They have a lot of high electromagnetic fields in that place too.
It's all radiation too.
All
They
radiation.
got gamma rays because a person got hurt in the head. They had to go to the hospital. They had to operate on them.
Oh,
Big
wow.
gash in the head,
Yeah,
big lump like, caused from the radiation from the gamma rays.
Now-
Very dangerous.
right. So high gamma rays, what could that cause for humans?
Yeah, that can cause tumors and blood diseases and stuff.
Ooh,
You don't want gamma rays. And
No,
high electromagnetic fields either can cause tumors and stuff. So all those things, they are very dangerous to go in that area. So you take a chance going in there.
so
I
going,
wouldn't go in there.
no, so if we ever went out to Chernobyl, make sure you wear a radiation suit, is what you're saying, right?
Right,
We're gonna go ghost hunting in Chernobyl, and you never know where Essex County's gonna land these days.
right.
We're expanding all over New England, all over the East Coast.
Mhm.
So, I mean, and into the Midwest. So, I mean, you never know where we're gonna end up. So what's the next
Yeah.
one you got?
All right, the next one is Blind Frog Ranch, Utah. It's 20 miles north of Skinwalker Ranch, okay? Animals, this is reported, animals, mutilations, strange noises recorded on recorders, glowing footprints, they've seen glowing footprints in the ground, unusual magnetic activity, orbs, UFOs sighted. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, those two right there. The government's been very interested in these areas because the high in electromagnetic fields and electrical fields and stuff. They want to
Right.
weaponize those.
Yes. So, on top of that, folks, one of my listeners from the podcast show has rung on me and been calling me and everything else. They're having a lot of problems in Utah in the area of Skinwalker Ranch. And there's been no team that she's reached out to. They're afraid to come out and help her out, which I think is kind of interesting. That these people, are, for some reason, are afraid, and I don't get why, but they are. Fine, you know, whatever. The teams, it's whatever, but this lady and her husband are petrified.
Yeah.
They've seen people in white, a girl in white walking through a house. I've seen a lot of weird things
Yeah.
going on.
Aliens, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Well, they haven't seen any aliens, but in that area. But it's interesting. It's right near Skinwalker Ranch. There's two cemeteries, one north of it, one south of it, and Fort Duquesne on the other
Yeah,
side
that
of the
could-
house.
That can
That's
deal with the activity too.
One heck of an angle when you got Skinwalker Ranch out this way, a cemetery here, a cemetery there, Fort Duquesne over there. You get yourself another perpendicular triangle. And that was just from doing research at a computer and looking up the area and what's around there. Plus, there's a lot of water down there, believe it or not, even though it's Utah. We'd like to go out there and help it. Just right now, we're just super busy, but if anybody can help us get out there, let me know. These people could use our help, so. Since we're the only team that's actually reached back to this lady. I'm not gonna give any names or anything.
She saw you on the Facebook.
Correct, she saw me on the other, heard me on the other the Paranormal Zone.
So,
That's also broadcasted here from the James R. Ross Memorial Studios, which will be moving over to the new James R. Ross Memorial Studios. So that's a very interesting area with the lights out of the mountains, the hits on the EMF, the rockets that go up in through the thing and then just hanging down and do nothing. And it's astronomically impossible for them just to hang there. We have
So
people
it
joining in.
must have
all
hit
over
a
the place.
force field or something.
Yes.
Stopped it. Yeah. Now, the reason and why they call it Skinwalker Ranch is because it's a Navajo, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be a shaman that becomes a witch doctor and becomes evil,
Mm-hmm.
okay? He can get any skin and turn into that animal that he wears the skin. If he has a wolf skin, he puts the wolf skin on, he becomes a wolf, okay? He gets the crow, he gets the crow skin, he puts it on him, becomes a crow.
Right.
Now, this is alleged, what they say, and you don't have to believe it. Science doesn't believe it, of course. You can't turn into something, they say. But, so Skinwalker is a shapeshifter, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they're very dangerous. You don't want to talk about them. They got these two Navajo Indians, right?
Yes.
They're called the Navajo Rangers.
Yep.
And they do a lot of investigating. For 30 years, they've been investigating all kinds of paranormal stuff in Utah. And if you want to look them up, they're on YouTube. So
Mhm.
you can look up the Navajo Rangers.
Hey, Allison. Hi, Danny. Just to let you guys know, I didn't charge up the phone fully today. It's been a very busy day, as you can see. I'm not even in my full Essex County garb, but we're doing a show today. So we're gonna keep you guys as long as we can live on Facebook. You can always double check this later on tonight or tomorrow live, or not live, but on the YouTube page of Lawrence Community Access TV. Back to you, Bill.
Okay.
Just keeping everybody in the
So
loop.
that's why they call them that's why they call it Skinwalker Ranch, because they've seen these skinwalkers walking across, you know, those wolves and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They even shot at them, but it didn't affect the wolf. Just ran away. Okay. Okay. The next one is Marley Woods, in Missouri. High strangeness. It's another flap area. Paranormal hotspot. UFO sightings. Different shaped UFOs, including cube-shaped UFOs
Mm-hmm.
seen. Strange lights, spook lights, and balls of light floating through. Creature encounters. People reported area with unknown creature, including Bigfoot, of course.
Yes.
All these areas, even Skinwalker, they said their Bigfoot jumped out of the portal.
Right.
So they've seen it on the Skinwalker Ranch. Okay. Vortexes, of course, portals on it. Okay. Ted Phillips is the one who coined the name Marley Woods. Marley Woods. There was no name for it.
Right.
It's they don't talk about where it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's a secret. They also seen ghostly apparitions, shadow figures moving across. Poltergeist activity, time slips. People lose time.
Yep. Time slips.
It might be 15 minutes,
Yeah.
3 hours, and it seems like 15 minutes.
Right, that happens down in the Bridgewater Triangle, the Ossipee Triangle, all these flap areas, which I find very interesting. So what else is going on there?
People also claim that the land is cursed from legends. The legend says that the land is cursed from the Indians that lived there. So that's it on Marley Woods, Missouri. You can't go there unless somebody tells you where it is, you know.
Right.
But that's one of the hot spots on high strangeness. It's got all magnetic fields and all that too, just like the other ones.
Right. I mean, it's really interesting how these.
Lots of energy.
Yeah. So, Bill,
Energy
we've
fields.
discussed the Bridgewater Triangle. We've discussed the Sandown Triangle. You know, we've discussed the Canosa Triangle. We're going to get back to all your good notes there.
Yeah.
But what I find interesting is whether it's the Canosa Triangle in Haverhill, the Ossipee Triangle in New Hampshire, it goes from Salem to Jackson and then back to Somersworth, Rochester, and back down to Salem. That's why And then you got the Sandown Triangle, which was coined by myself. And you got all these areas, the Salem angle. I got a section of Salem, New Hampshire that I broke it off because there's just too much stuff going on. What causes all these magnetic fields is what I'm, we get it in the Bridgewater for sure. We've had that. We've had it, you've never been to the hospital, but I've always get hits up there when I've used my EMF, and EMF's supposed to pick up electromagnetic fields, which means there needs to be wiring or something. When you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Where does it come from? It must come from the
earth.
ground.
Yeah.
Comes from the earth. So it's geomagnetic.
So why is
it
it so strong in some places and not in other places?
Because they have the high energy underneath. They have electrical fields and high energy fields underneath the ground. Not all areas have the high energy. Only certain areas have it. Okay. So that's what causes that. Now the radiation, of course, is there must be uranium or something in there giving gamma rays off. So that's in the rocks. The gamma rays coming off uranium. That's into the rocks. Can cause high fields of that.
There's also, as Allison put, oh, hi Mike, how we doing? Mike Stevens has joined us. Allison Payne, ley lines. Now, I've checked some of the areas we discussed. I haven't checked with the Skinwalker Ranch, the Fog Ranch, but the areas that we've discussed before. And there are ley lines that run through the Salem-Wyndham-Derry Triangle, the Canosa Triangle in Haverhill, and right on the Merrimack line, that area there. There are ley lines that run through the Bridgewater Triangle, as we know. You can actually find a ley line map and look. And yes, Allison, I'm assuming through some of these places Bill has mentioned and will continue to talk about tonight, ley lines must run through there.
The ley lines are high energy fields underneath. All right? They're separate from the electrical fields. We have electrical fields going to the earth. Okay? And we have high energy fields, which are ley lines. So there's two separate things going on underneath there. Some areas have, like Stonehenge, has high energy fields.
Right.
Lines going through it. Okay?
Yeah, just like had some decent energy in that area. The Danville Beehive.
We'll talk,
We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but if we get some time. But another area of interest.
I want to talk about that in here.
Yeah.
Okay, let me continue with this. Mount Shasta, California, high strangeness. White glowing figures seen, 7 foot tall. Orbs have been seen. UFOs and UAPs, of course. High energy fields detected. Energy vortexes and portals have been detected there too. Okay, that's it on that. So you got high energy fields, okay. So there must be ley lines there too.
Yeah.
Underneath there. All right. Next, that's Mount Shasta, California. Not too many people know about that area, but a lot of people know it. And they go there.
Mount Shasta.
A lot of energy in the fields. I mean, they show one person with the, what do you call those? Rods?
Dowsing rods.
Dowsing rods. And you see the things go like this when he's near the mountain. Whoosh. So you know there's a lot of energy.
Yes.
in
To
that.
close quickly like that, yes.
Yes. Now this is the one, I got 2 books on this. The Metal Project. It's somewhere down south. Trey Hudson discovered accidentally. He was going in there because of some alleged haunting or something going on, and he went in there and discovered the Metal Project, which he doesn't want too many people going down there and ruining everything. So he doesn't want people to know about it. Okay. Okay, you got UFOs, cryptids, seen Bigfoot, of course, portals. They've seen people. He has it on the internet. He's seen people go inside the portal and out. This is what he claims now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it true or not? You decide.
Right.
They got time slips, people go in there and it, 5, 6 hours gone by, and it seems like only 10 minutes.
Right.
Crop circle formations found in the area, orbs, strange beams of light going across, shadow figures seen, high magnetic energy fields detected that drains the equipment, the cameras and all
Yes.
that, DVRs, all the equipment they had. And also, men and women in black have been seen in the area. So we know the government's interested in the metal project too, because of all the energy and stuff going on.
Right.
This is one project that Troy Hudson discovered accidentally. He wasn't looking for it, but he says there's hundreds. There's hundreds of portals like that are all over the earth, waiting to be discovered by
Right.
somebody,
Mm-hmm.
accidentally or somebody actually looking for it.
Right.
So there are other areas that have not been discovered yet. Of course, once they're discovered, and you report it, the government's gonna come in.
Correct.
They wanna arm that area.
Yes.
Okay. And this is I got some other ones, but this is the last one I'm gonna do. Mount Wilson Ranch, Nevada. It's close to Area 51.
Okay.
And Mount Wilson Ranch was bought by Robert Bigelow, the billionaire. He bought this and Skinwalker's Ranch at the same time,
Okay.
okay? UFOs reported, apparitions, seen ghost figures, orbs, and portals opening up on Mount Wilson Ranch, Nevada. It's close to Area 51. What do you expect? All the high strangeness going on
Yes.
there. High magnetic fields, ley lines, everything in the Mount Wilson Ranch, Nevada. So you can go to these places you can go to. Okay, I don't know if they'll let you in or not, but you can get close to it. But there's a couple you can't go to.
Like
Mollywood you can't go to because they're going to tell you where it is, right? The metal project, they're going to tell you where that is down south either, because those areas are still under investigation by teams.
Right.
He has, what's that guy name? Jimmy Church. You ever heard of Jimmy Church?
No.
Well, he has his own show on. Everybody knows him in the paranormal. He has his own show on there. Okay, Jimmy Church. And he had Trey Hudson on. I was listening to him. And he invited Jimmy Church down there to investigate with him. Because you have to sign a waiver saying you're going to say where it is.
Right.
He's going to go down there and investigate with him. So that's good. Yeah, he's been going down there for like 5, 6 years now, Trey Hudson. Seeing all the stuff. He always discovers something new when he goes down here, So these are all the areas that with high strangeness, flap areas, whatever you want to call them, hotspots, paranormal hotspots. Okay? I got 3 or 4 other areas which I'm not going to talk about. Because I didn't put that information down yet. I
Right.
have to put the information down and knows who it is.
Yeah, no
But
problem.
they're all ranches.
Mm-hmm.
You got Stardust Ranch, Buffalo Ranch. They're all Stardust with paranormal high
Right.
strangeness on all of them.
Well, it's interesting because they're all out in areas where there's not a lot of trees for the most part. I mean, some of them
Yeah,
have trees.
Well, the Meadowlands is like in the forest. It's
Right.
like a meadow.
Right.
It's
But
it's got the woods over here and then the meadow.
Correct. But a lot of these, like the ranches,
Yeah.
don't.
So the reason he liked that is because he's gonna put his cameras up all around and see whatever goes through the meadow.
Yes.
Bigfoot or other creatures or whatever goes through there. They'll pick it up on the cameras. Because there's no bushes to hide.
Right. No, there's nothing to hide over
Yeah.
there.
So he can put his infrared, ultraviolet, everything like that in there. Oh, I forgot to mention on Skinwalker Ranch, they're getting radio signals, 1.6 gigahertz. Between 1.6 gigahertz and 1.8 gigahertz, right, is the government signal for communication between the Earth and space and earth.
Mhm.
That's reserved for the government, right? And something's on that wavelength, they're picking it up, okay? On their spectrum analyzer. Audio spectrum analyzer that picks up the waves, it shows it. If you watch Skinwalker Ranch, you will see it. 1.6 between 1.8, and you see the gigahertz on it. The waveform goes up, down, up, down.
Mhm.
So
Easy to read.
something is giving that off. Now, they just discovered in Antarctica, they're getting that 1.6 gigahertz out of the ice. Something's coming through the ice. I don't know if it's in the ice or underneath the ice, but they're getting that on the audio spectrum analyzer. So, okay,
So that's
That's,
interesting.
yeah, that's interesting. I
So,
hope it's interesting for everybody else that there are all these
yes,
strange, high strangeness areas.
right. I mean, we have a lot of them in this area too, which is interesting. So, I mean, keep your eyes and ears open. Oh, I almost forgot the other night, I got word of another sighting of a UFO over Route 28 near the Robert Frost Farm. That came to me from two different
Is
people.
that New Hampshire?
Yeah, 28 Salem, under Salem, just over the Wyndham Dairy line up that way, yeah. That came to me from two sources.
Robert's.
So, I mean, that's good news. Essex County, I almost forgot, besides redoing, starting the Parafest over for 2025 and expanding into all these other states in the Union, we're actually gonna be announcing a huge, huge event to help a family in need.
When is that gonna happen?
I'm not sure yet, but I will let everybody know. It's more an investigation, it's not gonna be a fundraiser. It's to help a family find some answers, yeah.
Oh, it's an investigation, okay.
Mm-hmm. An investigation that's for the books that will rewrite the books. So,
Okay, that's good.
we got that going on. We got a few other things going on. But to touch on some of the stuff Bill touched on a little earlier, which I find fascinating. A lot of these skinwalkers, ancient creatures, cryptids, ghosts, oddities that go bump into the night. They've had,
So, yeah, it's all created by
right,
the
they've had, but.
energy that
right.
is there.
But there's been many opportunities for these things to do not so good things, and they continue to do good things, which I find really fascinating. So, I also find it fascinating that, you know, all these things are going on right under our nose. We don't have far to go to research this
Well,
stuff or look at it.
We have people that report it, they're lucky.
Right,
And
exactly.
they have to keep it a secret, we didn't know about it.
No,
But they
I'm
come out and
literally
say,
on the phone with my teams from the Lakes regions, teams that are being built all across the US. I'm literally on the phone with them at least a couple times a week, and what's going on out in their neck of the woods
Yeah,
is the same stuff going on here.
good. Great.
So,
Okay.
we'll see how this all goes. It'll be really interesting, I think,
Yeah,
to be honest with you. I just think that's what everything going down. I just want to make sure we said hi to everybody that's checked in.
okay.
Thanks, Allison, for sending energy out.
Thank you. The phone's still going.
Yeah.
Good.
And I'm still going here. So we have that working on. We're working on a few other major things that I can't speak about at this time.
Yeah,
But what I'm finding interesting is this winter has been rough for a lot of people. Have you noticed the news in the Boston area?
Not really.
No. There's an accident or a fatality at least a couple times a week in the Bridgewater Triangle area. Those numbers of traffic fatalities have gone up.
Traffic.
Now, I don't know if it's because the people are driving better today,
Or is it a curse?
or is it the curse of the Bridgewater Triangle? Only time will tell.
Wampanoag.
But I've been through that area more than once. And that's all I'm seeing.
I don't know how many teams have been down there.
Hmm.
I know that,
What were you gonna say, Bill?
I was gonna say that, what's his name? On that, radio station there,
Mm-hmm.
forgot his name.
Oh, my brother David just popped in. Hi, brother David, how we doing today?
Brother David.
Yeah. We're gonna give one more, what you think of the person's name. We had a lot of new people pop on, which is good, and they'll be watching at home, so I wanna make sure people who are popping on and off get the same thing.
Yeah.
This is one of the last broadcasts at the historic haunted James R. Ross Memorial Studios at 468 Essex Street. We will be moving to 320B Merrimack Street, Island Street, 320B Island Street, Lawrence,
That'll
Massachusetts.
be in August.
That will probably be before our next TV show. I'm hoping the next couple of weeks will be done. So the studio was saved, popular the contrary belief that's around the city.
Oh, the Senate's
The
closed.
employees worked hard during the time of a very uncertain future, and I give them all the credit in the world. They are actually the backbones of this great organization. And I know there's a lot of else going on, but we cannot wait to be over to the new building and get moving with the new shit. We're gonna change the show format a little bit when we get there, but we're still gonna bring you the Paranormal News Hour once a month.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about that. We'll also have a podcast studio, so the podcasting show that's picking up steam, you guys can listen to on air and put it out throughout the school, throughout the area. Tell all your friends about it. It's definitely a fun time. And, we just keep moving forward. We have more investigations, more events at Hilldale coming up. We can't wait. October's gonna look like one big blur by the time it's done. We're booking a lot of assisted living, nursing home for
I
speaks,
forgot, I remember his name.
library.
Tim Weisberg.
Oh, Tim Weisberg. Let's
Yeah.
get back now to, so what's up with Tim?
Oh, he talks about the area, Bridgewater.
Yes, Tim Weisberg is probably one of the 2 or 3 foremost researchers of the Bridgewater Triangle.
Yeah.
And a good friend of Essex County.
Him and Jeff Belanger,
Yes.
always doing
Belanger's in
different fundraisers and
Yep.
stuff.
And like I said, the Phoenix is rising. Next year, there will be a paranormal investigation. Not paranormal, next year, Essex County will be in multiple states. Sorry about that. It's been a very long day today.
Yeah.
So, there anything else we want to discuss tonight, Bill? This is kind of a short show today because we get ready for the next show.
Next show.
And I'm about ready to lose film anyhow,
You're gone.
phone.
Phone just.
Yeah, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in at home.
Yeah.
I want you guys to have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Bill, thank you very much. And we'll see you soon into the paranormal. Good night, everybody. I'm heading back to my crypt.
In shadows lurking, whispers